Good morning. I'd just like to say thank you for giving us this opportunity to present in front of you today. And we're here representing Radford University, Student Managed Investment Portfolio Organization. My name is Elliot York, and I'm a Senior Investment Analyst.
I'm John Howard, I'm a Senior Investment Analyst.
I'm Dan Sestito, the Chief Economist.
William Winslow, Vice President of Investments.
Larry Holbrook, Senior Investment Analyst.
Okay, our mission statement is threefold: to grow the Radford University's Foundations Endowment, to gain practical real-world corporate experience, and to develop skills for financial analysis and portfolio management. Smipo is structured as a corporation, as you can see here, and this just helps students get prepared for the real world. We were established in 2002, and we started with several endowments totaling $350,000, and we now hold a little over $500,000, and it is a fully student-managed organization. And we just recently went through a portfolio transition from a large cap value fund to a small to mid cap value fund. In large part, this was due to Fama and French's research, which concluded that small and mid cap value funds outperform over the long run.
Security obviously we're talking about is Deluxe here and the business service segment. All right, so Deluxe, what we do, like Dan said, we do a top-down approach. So the first thing I did when Deluxe popped on the screen is do sort of a macroeconomic analysis. So what we do is we usually run about 3 different valuation models, and then each analyst will weight those models based on the assumptions that go into them and how valid they think those assumptions are. So what I did for this was the dividend discount model to start with, which yielded $25.74 price. The reason I weighted that for 60% is because I felt very comfortable using a 4.5% growth rate, given that all analysts that cover the stock figured that earnings and free cash flow would grow on about a 6.5% clip. So 4.5% sounded pretty reasonable to us. We were really comfortable with that number, so we got a big weight of 60%. Free cash flow actually yielded $59.96 for a price. The reason that only got a 10% weight is because over the last 4 years, Deluxe has initiated a $625 million cost-saving plan, and it's actually worked, but that's made free cash flows very volatile, providing a large growth rate which was unsustainable. So it only got a 10% weight because we didn't feel the model returned exactly what we felt the fair value was. So the forward EPS times trailing 12 is another valuation method we used. The forward EPS we felt were pretty strong about because all analysts covering the stock had it somewhere between $295 and $315. We used $310 and times that by the trailing multiple and came up with $25.73, which is a penny off of the dividend discount model. Our price, or value, I guess you would say, intrinsic value, of $31.44 for 2011. That actually represented a 49% discount from current stock price, which sounded like a pretty good deal to us. So I actually gave that presentation on the 14th. The general body accepted it. We bought it on the 15th of October. And actually from October 15th to December 31st, we yielded 17.91% on the issue, which we felt great about versus the benchmark of 11.75. So like Blaine was saying, the stock selection process does work.
Tell me why you picked Morningstar versus Russell, because in our industry, I don't know of any firm that uses a Morningstar benchmark for a small mid-cap or small value. They would use a Russell 2000 value benchmark.
We felt like it was more tailored to our clients' needs, like what our client wanted was more focused to what we were actually looking for. Okay. So better benchmark our performance.
And when you looked at your performance versus the broad benchmark, did you look at either the sector or the industry group, because that was probably more germane if you picked Deluxe versus its peers? Did that outperform?
Yeah, so we actually did that that is used through Morningstar, which is a big reason why we did pick Morningstar, because we actually have access to Morningstar Direct, and it's easier to pull it up for us and compare versus the Russell. And it did outperform the sector as a whole. The sector was about 13.8 roughly, okay. So it still was 4.5% outperformance.
You mentioned also, what if the stock drops 20%? I don't know what it is. Is it about 10%? 10%. Yeah, we get alerted by Morningstar when that happens, and we are forced to do a reevaluation of that.
Okay.
So just in summary, we did outperform the market on a risk-adjusted basis, and like Blaine was saying, the new stock strategy has worked and added alpha, as you can see with the Deluxe. And if we continue to use it, moving forward in 2011, we're going to start allocating again, using those two together, and continue to use our Morningstar Direct to increase our valuation skills. We're going to continue to meet our clients' needs, and so we actually feel really comfortable going forward. We really